In the headlines, a plan for a TV channel dedicated to culture in the works. A stepped-up road rehabilitation program set for next year. A surge in patients at the Accident and Emergency Department of the QEH. And in sports, 2 pro boxing world title fights set for Barbados tomorrow.
Broadcasting from our studios in the Pine St. Michael, this is CBC NewsNight, starting now.
Good evening and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Tisha Hines with the details to the news. A new television channel dedicated to local culture could be on the horizon. Earlier this year, the National Library Service launched Radio Bimshire, an audio platform aimed at preserving the island's cultural and historical legacy. Now, Minister of State in the Prime Minister's office with responsibility for culture, Senator Dr. Chantel Munro-Knight, says the Division of Culture is exploring the idea of having a TV platform. She made the disclosure at last night's Christchurch Ideas Forum, as she noted that there was a significant amount of Barbadian content coming out of CARIFESTA 15.
One of the things that struck us, when I say us, the Division of Culture, was we noted that we had lots of content coming out from all of the various, whether it was conversations that we had, discussions, plays, etc. And 2 things have emerged. So one, we are in discussion, so let me say discussion, about the possibility of actually having a dedicated television channel, a dedicated culture television channel that will allow us to be able to air some of that content so that it lives on beyond CARIFESTA and allows us then to be able to keep the sharing going on. And also as well, the University of the West Indies has also approached us to look and see how, coming out of the symposia and the conversations, that we can actually transcribe some of those and then also as well begin to further disseminate.
Minister Munro-Knight also disclosed that next year an app will be launched for the season of emancipation to give the public more information about the season. A stepped-up road rehabilitation program is set to start next year. Minister of Transport and Works, Santia Bradshaw, made the disclosure during the 80th anniversary celebrations of British heavy equipment manufacturer JCB, held in Barbados. Trevor Thorpe was there and files this report.
The minister said the partnerships with the British Industrial Company began in 1981, and over the years the machines have proven to be reliable. She said her ministry has ordered several pieces of equipment for the upcoming road repairs and debushing.
The Ministry of Public Works, through the Government of Barbados Ministry of Finance, has recently placed an order for 6 JCB pothole patching trucks to support our road repair program, as well as 6 JCB flail head cutters to assist with debushing along our highways. I do not have to tell you how excited as Minister I am. And I know by your applause, you are equally looking forward to seeing that, certainly in the new year.
Personnel from the Ministry of Transport and Works will receive training from the equipment supplier.
I should be in a position to have them hopefully by the end of this year, with a view to being able to have their teams train up our teams in MTW. And in early January, when we are out of the hurricane season, it is our expectation that we will be able to start to do some real meaningful pothole patching across the country as we continue to do our road infrastructure program.
Minister Bradshaw praised the long-standing partnership between the government of Barbados and JCB. And she said the celebration of 80 years of JCB represents more than a company. It is a legacy of excellence that spans oceans, connects people, and continues to help build the future. Trevor Thorpe, CBC News.
The Barbados Labour Party's 86th annual conference is underway at this hour. The 3-day event, which is taking place at Queen's Park, began late this evening with a cocktail reception and will be followed by an awards ceremony. The weekend conference will feature several major addresses, including one from Prime Minister Mia Amor-Motley and a special appearance by Dominica's Prime Minister Roosevelt Scarrett. A CBC team visited the location earlier in the day, and Deanza Roberts files this report on the planned activities.
The Labour family is getting ready to welcome hundreds of delegates and supporters for a weekend of celebration, reflection and renewal. Chief Executive Officer of the party, Senator Pat Parry, says it will be an exciting weekend.
Preparations are well underway. Our delegates are excited to join starting from this evening, where we will be having our cocktail reception starting at 6:30 and the award ceremony at 8 o'clock. All systems are go.
Tomorrow, the party will get down to business.
Tomorrow, we start with the business of conference. Then the highlight of tomorrow's session is the presentation by the Prime Minister and political leader, the Honorable Mayor Amar Motley, at 4 p.m. We will also be having tomorrow as well. We engaged people. We are having our delegation. They'll be doing presentations by the Minister of Health, the Minister of Transport and Works, and the Minister of Education. So we are talking to the people. On Saturday night, happening right here in Queen's Park, will be the karaoke finals. We went across all 30 constituencies, and the finalists will be here on Saturday night, so we determine who will get the first, second, and third prize, and it is cash.
Adding a new dimension to this year's event, the conference will feature an address from the Prime Minister of Dominica, the Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt. Organizers say all systems are go, and the public is invited to join the celebration of Labour's legacy and leadership throughout the entire weekend.
So we are ready for the weekend. We are thanking God for the weather we are getting thus far, and we ask Him to continue to give us good weather.
The 86th annual BLP conference runs from October 24th through to the 26th at Queen's Park under the theme, When Labour Leads, We Bajans Succeed. Reporting for CBC News, I'm Deanza Roberts.
The Accident and Emergency Department of the Queen Elizabeth Hospital is experiencing a significant surge in patient numbers. As a result, the hospital is close to full capacity, with several admitted patients awaiting beds. Communications specialist Shane Seeley reports the situation has affected wait times and the number of new patients who are able to be seen in the A&E. To help reduce wait times, people seeking medical attention are encouraged to consider the 24-hour clinic at the Winston Scott Polyclinic or a private physician if available.
Please note, life-threatening conditions will continue to be treated immediately under the department's triage system. Patients with less urgent concerns may experience extended waiting times. If you are feeling unwell and need guidance, please contact the Patient Advice and Liaison Service, PALS, or Help Desk at 536-4800. You can use regular or WhatsApp calls between 8 in the morning and 12 midnight. Our team will provide an initial assessment and advise you on the most appropriate next steps for care.
Coming up, the National Cultural Foundation recognizes the stakeholders who made Crop Over 2025 a success. Now for an update on a story that's been in the press for some time. A third man has been charged with the January 23rd murder of Anthony Callender. 26-year-old Kadeem O'Brien Clark of Johnson Road, Workman, St. George, appeared before Chief Magistrate Ian Weeks to answer the murder charge, as well as charges of possession of a firearm and 9 rounds of ammunition. He was not required to plead to the indictable charges. The matter has been transferred to the District A Traffic Court, where Clark will appear on November 13th. Meanwhile, a 40-year-old St. George man has been fined $5,000 after admitted to having $91,600 worth of cannabis. Damian Claremont Grosvenor of St. Jude's pleaded guilty to possession, trafficking, intent to supply, and cultivation of 22.9 kilograms of cannabis. In addition to the forthwith fine, Grosvenor is also required to complete 240 hours of community service and attend drug counseling. He was sentenced by Magistrate Douglas Frederick in the District B Magistrates Court this morning. The National Cultural Foundation last night celebrated the outstanding contributions of creatives from this year's Crop Over Festival. From music to masquerade, the evening was a celebration of creativity and culture. Our Deanza Roberts was there.
It was a night of celebration and reflection at the Pelican Lifestyle Center as artists, designers, bands, and event organizers gathered to be recognized for their work in making Crop Over 2025 a success. The night was not just about speeches, but featured some of the music that made the festival what it was. Among the performers was Junior Soca Monarch Kimani Mr. Showman Devonish.
Yeah, I want you to wave your hands for me. Show me your energy. Make sure I want you to wave your hands for me. Show me your energy.
The audience did not have to wait to hear Anderson Mr. Blood Armstrong rendition, Don't Wait, the song that earned him the 2025 Courtesy Garage Pickety Crop Calypso King title.
All the trendy Calypsonians, we revere and call them great. Like Sparrow, Jockey, and Gypsy, we have we to celebrate. But for we very own warriors, we just prefer instead to commemorate them after they're dead. No, don't wait.
Chief Cultural Officer of the National Cultural Foundation, Andrew Wells, says that the prize given was not only about rewarding excellence, but also about acknowledging the cultural and economic value of the festival.
We know that many of you have waited impatiently for this moment when we look back and celebrate the successes of our creative communities' investment in Crop Over, our nation's largest cultural festival. While the NCF is tasked with the administration of the festival, we know that it is you, the creatives, that make the festival a high point on our cultural calendar.
She says those being honored and those who support the festival bring vibes to Crop Over every year.
It's this value of productivity, wealth generation, and all good vibes that has installed Crop Over as the jewel in our suite of festivals. We welcome you all here to this celebration and a nostalgic glance back, and trust that you are already planning to exceed this year's success.
And with preparations already underway for the 2026 edition, the NCF says the goal is to build on this year's achievements and keep the festival's energy alive year-round. Deanza Roberts, CBC News.
Congrats again to all the winners. The Rotary Club of Barbados has launched the second cohort of its Project Amai, a transformative program designed to empower young mothers. The initiative, done in collaboration with the Ministry of People Empowerment and Elder Affairs, seeks to give participants the tools to create better futures for themselves and their families. Again, Deanza Roberts has the details.
They came with hope and purpose. Young mothers ready to change their lives. Project Amai, meaning mother, is an 8-month program designed for mothers between the ages of 13 and 24. President of the Rotary Club of Barbados, Jeff Evelyn, said the initiative has changed many lives.
What we have been able to do with Project Amai is we have taught these children how they should be, what they should be doing, and we have given them hope, and they have become what I call rock stars. We have had children inside there that from the day they came, we saw them start to blossom. We saw them, the tools that we gave them, where we taught them how to look after their little child, what to do with that child, and then not only did we show them that, but then we helped them get back onto a firm footing.
He says the program also focuses on financial development for the young mothers.
We brought in and helped them be able to present themselves for interviews. So we taught them what to do if they were going for an interview. We helped set up job interviews for them. We also did coaching of how do you deal with your money. Simple things that some of us know and some of us don't know. What percentage they should put aside for saving, what different things that they should do to help them manage their money.
Project lead, past President Denise Antrobus, gives some insight into the program, which he says to date has 25 participants.
From the very beginning of this journey back in October 2024, when the first cohort was launched, it wasn't just about classes or workshops. It was about transformation. It was about creating a safe and welcoming space for young mothers to be able to reconnect with themselves, to build confidence, resilience, and skills that would help empower them in their everyday lives.
Through collaboration with the Ministry of People Empowerment and Elder Affairs One Family Program, Project Amai aims to break cycles of poverty and dependency, giving young mothers a voice and a vision. Deanza Roberts, CBC News.
Sports Night is brought to you by Power In, Pause is Power, and by Dasani. Live first, Dasani after.
Well, it's time for Friday Night Sports with Damien Best.
Yeah, good evening to you, Tisha. Good evening to our viewers and listeners. We start indoors with the overseas fighters have arrived for the highly anticipated Barbados Bash boxing card set for tomorrow night at the Lloyd Erskine Sandyford Centre. Today, the medicals and weigh-ins were completed at the venue.
A whopping $65,000 has been spent by J-Gap Promotions to put on Saturday night's Barbados Bash boxing card at the Lloyd Erskine Sandyford Centre. The figures were revealed by promoter Jeff Gatlin, who says he's had some challenges getting everything in order for the big night, but he's determined to bring back professional boxing to the island. The event features a 10-bout card and will see Barbadian Cobia Soldier Brady go up against Dexter the Kid Marks of Ghana for one of two world titles at stake.
My level of investment wasn't met by realistic goals here. Some things that I thought could make happen led to take place didn't stand a chance of taking place. So next time I have to realistic more expectations to pull off and make it happen. The investment's been huge, and I see how the gate goes tomorrow night and see what kind of sales and how many people come through, because I've lowered the prices twice.
The weigh-ins were completed on Friday, with Brady and Marks meeting the required weight for the super featherweight fight. Brady says after waiting 2 years for the opportunity to compete at home, he's going all out to come away with the victory.
I'm ready for anything. It's nothing I ain't seen in this game yet. I'm a veteran in this game. I've been in the States. I fought everybody, been to the gym with everybody. I've seen it all. I'm a calm storm right now. I'm just ready to go out there and show the Barbadian people what I'm made of and what the soldier and the BDF bring out of me. And the only way for you to see it, you gotta come this Saturday to see me perform.
Marks of Ghana says he's going to school Brady in the ring.
I train, I prepare for you mentally and physically. I mean, it's nothing we get on the table I can't face. I know he's young, he's younger than me by a couple of years, but I ain't sure he will. I'm going to discipline him. Really, I'm going to discipline him. Because you have to understand, one of my fellow Guyanese beat him already in amateur career. Now, come to the big guy now. You know, and it's a weight class, different weight class.
The co-main fight will draw lots of attention as well, with Barbados-based Vincentian Keithlan Action King up against Edmund the Clow of Guyana.
Preparation for this fight been good, you know. Been working out hard, you know. I'm fighting Edmund the Clow, you know, 19-3, you know. I'm 9-2, 9 knockouts. So far, knocked everybody out that fight me, and you know, when I had the opportunity to fight Edmund the Clow, I take it because, you know, 19-3 is a big step up. And I said to myself, you know, I always want to fight the guy, and I'm ready to go. Me winning the title, you know, with all the youngsters that know me, hopefully the ones that say, man, I'm tired of that, gonna make them, nah, I gotta go do that, because I see Keithlan do it, you know, because I was there one time, you know, I remember seeing Shaka Henry, Marcus, Thomas, Sean Terry Cox, watching them in the gymnasium as a kid, and I always wanted my chance. And Saturday night is my chance. And trust me, Barbados, come out and support. The Guyanese can come and support the Guyanese. You know, a little extra, let's go keep flying from the Barbados crowd. Might help me win this strap.
The full card looks action-packed with Ricardo Blackman, Sean Terry Cox, Charles Cox, Jabali Brady, Jushawn Shepherd, Seth Lawrence and Bannon Lee, also fit and ready for competition. Start time for the big event, 7 p.m. at the Lloyd Erskine Sanford Center.
Owen Josiah has won his 7th national title and 3rd in a row as the Barbados Federation of Island Triathletes held its 2025 national championships recently on the mighty Grenada Highway circuit. Josiah was victorious in the men's section of the Olympic distance, while the women's national champ was Zara Gaskin. CBC's Mark Seal reports on those events as well as on the sprint and super sprint categories.
It was a scheduled 6 a.m. start with 52 athletes across the 3 categories diving into the chilly waters of Brandon's Beach. In first were the super sprinters, swimming 375 meters, riding 10 kilometers and running 2.5 kilometers. Out of the water first was the leading female competitor, Layla McIntyre, in 5 minutes 46 seconds, 12 seconds ahead of the first male, Zindel Renwick Williams, who is to the right of the pack in the all-blue suit. Onto the cycling leg, which featured laps on the mighty Grenada Highway, and McIntyre still leads the pack, but the boys, Renwick Williams, Sebastian Clark, and Liam Beckles, are closing in. By the end of the run, which was also made up of loops on another section of the highway, Renwick Williams was the winner of the male section in 34 minutes 18 seconds, followed by Clark and Beckles in third. The winner of the female section was McIntyre in 34 minutes 56 seconds, followed by Tahira Frazier and Victoria Bourne. To the sprint event, which went 750 meters for the swim, a 20k ride, and 5k for the run. The battle in the males was between Luke McIntyre in the blue and Matthew Lashley, both completing the swim in 11 minutes 3 seconds, while Alexis Lashley basically had the female race all to herself, being ahead of the nearest competitor at this early stage by almost 9 minutes. On the cycle leg for the males, the top 2 were given no quarter. Nothing to shout about between McIntyre and Lashley. However, in the run, McIntyre put some daylight between him and his rival and eventually won in 1 hour 4 minutes 11 seconds, ahead of Lashley in second and third Richard Young. Alexis Lashley duly won the women's sprint in 1 hour 8 minutes 17 seconds. That's 40 minutes ahead of second place Christine Garcia, while third went to Jeremy Sayombo. To the Olympic distance, which included a 1,500-meter swim, a 40k ride, and a 10k run. And in the women, the overall winner was Zara Gaskin in 2 hours, 33 minutes, 14 seconds. Gaskin was 43 minutes ahead of second place Janelle Clark and 1 hour and 20 minutes in front of third place Raquel Dowden of Trinidad and Tobago. To the men's Olympic distance, first out of the water was Kamal Seal in 28 minutes, 57 seconds. However, that lead was short-lived as the favorite, Owen Josiah, was just 90 seconds behind. Josiah's winning time of 2 hours, 33 minutes, 7 seconds could have been faster if he didn't inadvertently cycle an extra lap. Seal finished second, 14 minutes adrift, while Jason Edwards was third, a further 2 minutes behind. Mark Seal, CBC Sports.
Persistent structural challenges continue to hold back private enterprises across the Caribbean, limiting their ability to drive job creation, innovation, and economic growth. That warning came from President of the Caribbean Development Bank, Daniel Best, as he addressed delegates on the second day of the Global Business Week 2025 conference at the Wyndham Grand Sam Lords Castle Resort. Trevor Thorpe was there.
Speaking on the theme, resilience, adapting, transforming, thriving, the CDB president told the delegates that one of the biggest hurdles for private sector development remains limited access to finance. He said it means many businesses also find it difficult to scale up their operations or penetrate export markets. Mr. Best explained the struggle of these small and medium-sized businesses.
Domestic financial systems remain underdeveloped, offering a narrow range of financing options, and the cost of credit is prohibitively high. Many MSMEs lack the collateral or even credit history that lenders demand, and information gaps, such as insufficient credit data and limited awareness of capacity building support, further inhibit lending.
The CDB boss said that beyond funding, inefficiencies in the business climate continue to hamper private sector development.
In several of our borrowing member countries, or BMCs as we refer to them, outdated regulatory frameworks and paper-based processes make it time-consuming and costly to start operating a business. Slow implementation of business-enabling environment reforms means bureaucratic obstacles persist, from lengthy permit approvals to delays at customs. Entrepreneurs frequently navigate complex procedures for licenses or registrations, sometimes resorting to informal payments to expedite steps. Additionally, across the Caribbean, about 2/3 of firms report frequent power or internet outages, highlighting the need for improved public services.
The Global Business Week Conference 2025 focused on unlocking business growth in a challenging global landscape. It featured insightful presentations, panel discussions, and networking opportunities aimed at fostering strategic transformation across the region's business sector. Trevor Thorpe for the Business Report.
Sports Night is brought to you by Power In. Pause is power. And by Dasani. Live first, Dasani after.
Time to welcome Damien back for the second half of sports.
Yeah, thanks so much, Tisha. Well, another local football administrator has created history, with Tricia Ford being the first Barbadian woman to ever be appointed to a FIFA standing committee. The Barbados Football Association executive board member has been appointed to the esteemed FIFA Youth Girls Competitions Committee for the 2025 to 2029 term. Ms. Ford's appointment to this key football governance position has been confirmed by the FIFA Council, the strategic body that sets the vision for FIFA and global football. She will represent the voices of both Barbados and the Caribbean region at the global table, using her knowledge and experience to help shape all facets of international youth female football tournaments.
I will be directly involved in influencing global policy and initiatives that will foster growth, inclusivity, and excellence for youth girls football. It is an unparalleled opportunity for me to help ensure the voices of young female footballers are heard at the highest levels of the sport. Might I add that as it relates to local football development, I think that my membership on this committee would thereby now enable me to have invaluable insights and direct access to best practices and resources to assist the BFA to implement cutting-edge development programs for female football on the ground on our island.
Well, all three Barbadian surfers advanced again today at the Atlas Latin Pro Tour taking place at La Marginal in Puerto Rico. The island's top female surfer, Chelsea Tuat, progressed to the semi-finals in the women's competition after dropping a score of 8 in her first wave. Meanwhile, in the men's category, Jacob Burke won his round 1 and round 2 heats to advance to the third round, while his brother Josh, who was seeded in round 2, won his heat and is also moving on. That is my time for sports tonight, Tisha. It is back over to you.
Well, that's news. Thank you so much for spending the time with us. On behalf of the entire team, enjoy the rest of your night.